Good evening. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties and I think I've resolved them now. So, um I'm excited about tonight because of course we're going to do an overview of what do you guys want to call it? The MEAC massacre, cuz we cooked them dogs. Cooked them. It was bad. It was Michael Jackson bad. And I don't know if anybody knows, but I was actually in the press box this go round. I got my media credentials for that for the MEAC SWAC challenge. And so, of course, when you are in the press box, you have to have a professional tone. You can't go in there cheering for Jackson State. Even if you are preferential towards Jackson State, you can't go in there cheering. So, I'm just over here screaming inside because it's touchdown after touchdown after touchdown, or the defense is 3 and out for stopping South Carolina State, but I have to be quiet. And so I'm excited now to be able to just basically let it all out. Let it all out right now. If this is your first time in the chat, let me know where you checking in from. Let me know. Ooh, I like that. SWAC apocalypse. The MEAC massacre. I like that. I like that. Miss Tyra Lynn, thank you so much for the donation that you sent to me the other night. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, Miss Sandra. Hello, Miss Gina. Let me know where you coming in from. Whether you in the SIP, Georgia, Mississippi. Miss Mary from the 305. Hopefully I get to see Miss Mary down in Miami. Winston-Salem, hey, Mr. Salerno. As all of you know, Mr. Salerno, which he is number 41. I'm going to look, but I know he's number 41, but I'm going to just check. And that's correct. Avery Salerno's dad is in the chat. Avery Salerno is the long snapper. He's a transfer from Chowan. So everybody say hey to Mr. Salerno. We got Clarkston, Georgia, ATL, baby. Julanta for the last couple of days. It was straight Julanta. The weather was hot, but at least it was sunny outside, right? It was hot. Soon as everybody left Atlanta, it's like the sky started pouring and raining. Midlothian, Virginia, okay. The MEAC insurrection. Oh, Lord. Lord. Hey, I don't know if it's Shell or Shell. So yes, anybody who is a Jackson State alum, if you are a member of any of the Jackson State alumni, have your local I'm getting ready to tell you where to send that stuff to. So what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days, or just in general on my podcast, is if you have a watch party that you are putting on, you can send me that information so that whenever like during the week, I'll pull up a list of all the different watch parties that are going on, and I'll post it so that you guys can be aware all over where the watch parties are. So this particular Orange Blossom Classic watch party is going to be held in College Park, Georgia at, I don't know if it's JR Crickets or Junior Crickets. I'm guessing that it's Junior Crickets. I also have one more flyer that I'll do later on in the day. And of course, that will be the Charlotte, Metro, Atlanta. No, I done said 3 different cities. Charlotte metro area. They are having a watch party as well for the Blue Blossom Classic. I just received that today on my phone, so I'm gonna have to see if I can pull that up so that I can share that information with you all. But anyway, if you guys have watch parties and you would like for them to be promoted, so that other alumni in the area will know about it, please email me the watch party, and then just in the subject line just put the name of the chapter and the watch party that's being shown. What? I don't know if this is supposed to be a joke or not. It says, is this real? Our football team is having practice travel issues because of the hurricane. We always have some kind of adversity leading up to the game. Keep Florida in your prayers. What is this about a hurricane? Have y'all heard about that? Hey, Miss Mary. Mary from Alabama. Okay. Junior. Okay. Mr. Campbell, y'all don't have. Here is a way that you guys can overcome adversity. You better tell Miami to send y'all $500,000 so y'all can go up there tomorrow. Y'all need to go to Miami tomorrow then. And I'm not saying, when I say y'all, I do not mean the Orange Blossom Classic. I mean the city of Miami. Let me see. Let's look up Tallahassee weather. Okay, all right now. We don't need no self-inflicted weather. I don't want no self-inflicted weather. Please don't. Don't do it to us. All right, let's see. Lord, please tell me no, that it's not a hurricane coming, because okay. So this is Tallahassee, Florida. It looks like you guys do have a tropical storm warning. A hurricane watch? What in the world? I didn't know that. So apparently there is a hurricane watch in effect in the city of Tallahassee. But Miami should be good. And it looks like it's going to be cleared out by the time you guys are getting to Miami. We don't need no issues. It's coming on the west coast of Florida. It is honest about the weather. Okay, Mr. Campbell says that yes, there is some weather issues going on in Tallahassee. But is it fair to say that Florida A&M got an extra week to get themselves together, right? It's coming on the west coast of Florida. Oh, wow. So if it's going to be landfall Wednesday, then I would think that Florida A&M will leave out on Tuesday before it comes through. Category 3 hurricane. See, I missed all this. And you know what? I was in Jackson, Mississippi, my freshman year in college. I got dropped off. Somebody from Columbia, Missouri, Diane Patrick, she basically gave me, it's almost like a travel scholarship. She took me down there, made sure I was in my dorm. I stayed in McAllister Whiteside, which is now offline right now, but that's the dorms that I stayed in. And I was there not even a week. And then Hurricane Katrina hit. Whew, that was tough. Wasn't even there a week. And then when I got back, the whole plaza was towed up. So everybody, we're going to have the city of Tallahassee, the state of Florida, as well as FAMU football players in our prayers. But like Mr. Campbell says, we don't have no excuses. You're going to have to play the game, watch more tape, and be safe. And I'm going to tell you, Jackson State gave y'all just a sneak peek of what type of, excuse my French, ass whooping y'all gonna get on Sunday. Just a sneak. Just a little sneak. Just a little sneak peek. Tomorrow's the 18th anniversary of Katrina, my hometown. Oh, wow. Prayers, Miss Muhammad. Yep, it came through. And I can't even imagine being that close to it. It was bad in Jackson. I mean, no gas, no everything. And just to be on the dorms and you don't know nobody. So we're going to go ahead and rewatch my lovely video that I made earlier. I did it on Twitter only, but I'm going to play it for you because I think it's a good representation of what went down the other day down in Atlanta, Georgia, and how some of these SWAC schools reacted and how they're feeling right now. They shivering and shaking in their boots. And I would be scared too. It's amazing how the narrative has changed on all fronts, especially the media. We only have one player who was named to the preseason. And now, less than 48 hours later, they have Jason Brown at the helm as a possible Black College Player of the Year. Less than 48 hours after. See how quickly things can change? Miss Gina, I'm getting ready to play it for you. Now you'll have to excuse one of the tapes does have a little explicit language. You'll have to excuse that part right there. I apologize for that language. I didn't have the ability to exit that one out.
Come on, man.
This is make believe what you're doing.
Shit went bad real quick.
Wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
You right now, that mother back there is not real.
Congratulations! Oh, oh my God.
Boy, we had a time last night. Boy, we had a time last night. I'm telling you now.
Oh, if y'all.
Y'all. It's so many folks that went to sleep crying on Saturday, they was crying mad, and they were not South Carolina State fans. They were not. They were not. They just weren't. They from Alcorn. They from Sutton. FAMU. You see Mr. Campbell talking about we got to watch tape. We got to sit there and we got to watch tape. What? I'm sorry. When I looked at, I'm going to read some of the stuff, read some of the plays. But based off of what I saw, I don't know about y'all, but I didn't know what type of offense they were running. 1 minute, I was like, we're going to be a run? We're going to be a run first team? We're going to be a run first team? What? First quarter, what? I got some messages from some folk the first quarter. This is what they were saying. Y'all going to need a new kicker. We're going to need a new kicker. Why would we need a new kicker? Why would we need a new kicker? Gerardo Baeza did extremely well. Yeah, he had that one field goal that he missed that hit the side. But other than that, money. Baeza kickoff 60 yards from the JSU 35 to South Carolina State's 5-yard line. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like needing to replace a kicker. And he was pretty consistent throughout the game. Now we haven't Baeza Gerardo kickoff 63 yards from the JSU 35 to South Carolina State's 2-yard line. It says Jordan returned 20 yards to the South Carolina State's 22-yard line, and Noah Bouye tackled him. So I'm going to run through the game. We do only have 1 hour. We have 1 hour and 4 minutes because, of course, we don't want to get in the way of the, KC 1400. They're at 10. So I'm getting ready to just go through some of the main key things that I saw with the game. So this is my post-game show, player appreciation, of course. I want to give a shout out quickly to some of the players that you may not have even realized that they had an impact, or you're probably thinking like, wait a minute, who is that? You wouldn't believe the amount of folks that went to this paper when somebody did something and was like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who? Dang. Oh, okay. Oh, he been on the team? What? He's been at Jackson State? I remember that name. Oh, wait. That's a transfer? That's a transfer. Okay, that's a transfer. Oh, okay. So you thought and Mr. Campbell, he's in the chat talking mess. Y'all see Mr. Campbell in the chat talking mess, but what he really doing is he's scouting because he's scared. Anybody from the FAMU, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to give y'all some deets, and maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. I don't think it'll help. We're just putting you on notice. So this is Isaac Peppers. Woo! Yeah, that thing hot, boy. Hot. Firecracker hot. Knocking the sonic rings out of folks. I was excited about Mr. Peppers. So let's talk about the starting drive where South Carolina State fumbled the snap. What in the world? How did that even happen? How? let's talk about how Jackson State is continuing what they did last year, which is whenever they win the coin toss, they always defer to the second half. Anybody notice that? Jackson State was notorious. If they won the coin toss, they would defer to the other team. And the first drive, there was no yards gained. It was 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. And then when the kicker was punting, he fumbled it a couple of times. That was technically supposed to be a safety right there. A safety, definitely. So I was very pleased to see that out the gate, just tearing into them. Devontae Davis just already making it known that he's here. So 3 plays, not even for a full minute, and 0 yardage. The next drive, Jason Brown is doing short passes to Miller, and then he's letting J.D. Martin run it. So J.D. Martin did fumble the ball, and it's like, oh, we got all these think pieces. J.D. Martin, blah, 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 blah. Irv Mulligan got that ball, and I'm getting ready to show you some stuff with that. I'm getting ready to pull it up for y'all because I don't know about y'all, but when I saw Irv, it was like when Moses put his hands up in the air with his staff and the Red Sea was parted and you just knew which way to go to get to the promised land. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think we should look at the offensive line, just a still shot of that, just to understand, like, dang, is the offensive line really that good, or is South Carolina State's defensive line really that bad? Like, are they really that bad? Now, mind you, this is the same. Everybody's like, yeah, they were 3-8. The 3-8 team that beat North Carolina Central last year, right? That's the same one, right? So y'all need to stop acting like they're just not that good. And what if they go on to whoop North Carolina Central again? Then what are y'all going to say? What is the narrative going to be then if y'all get whooped again? All right. I had to pull up stills. I couldn't do the actual footage because I think ESPN will probably flag folks. So let's go ahead and look at the still shot that I got. Let me see. So it's not big enough. I wonder if I can pull up the still shot. I don't know if y'all can see that, but number 4 is passing to number 5. And I want you to look. You can see the line, basically, of the team. You can see that on there. 81 is Jitsi. You see him on the left-hand side. He's tackling. On the right-hand side, you see number 86. Our Titans be tackling and holding the line. Holding the line. Deontay Graham. Now, mind you, everybody was talking about Jackson State. Oh, they lost what they had. Everybody got out of the transfer portal. They all left. But that Jitsi and Deontay Graham and DJ Stevens, they was already here. And Uh-oh, wait. I see somebody else that was there. Who is that in the middle? Who's that at center? Is that Evan Henry? Number 71. He was already here too, right? He was already here. We all know what SheLovesThee feels like. The score is going to be Jackson State by 40. All right. So our offensive line is legit, y'all. And the core of our offensive line are players that were already at Jackson State. Evan Henry, and not just offensive line, but on the offensive front. So Jency Riley, Evan Henry, Deontay Graham, DJ Stevens, those four right there were already on the team. Newcomer Cameron James is a redshirt sophomore. He's up there too. I just was trying to figure out what happened. Like, how was number 5, Irv Mulligan, able to cut out like that? And I looked at the offensive line and I see all of these wonderful young gentlemen that were already at Jackson State. They kept on saying that everybody was gone. But it seems to me like the people that left, they're gone. But Coach J.O. and the rest of the coaches were able to replace that talent. And now, what do y'all think? Let's do a poll. You think we got a better offensive line this year? More cohesive? Of course, it's only been one game. But I'm thinking, yeah, JB, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking that we're having IHOP pancakes breakfast every time we're gonna have some breakfast. So y'all might as well bring the syrup. Bring the syrup. So I'm gonna ask the question: do we have a better offensive line this year? Mr. Campbell, why is you all up in the chat scouting? He said they looked better. I'm getting ready to end this poll. And let's see. I said, do we have a better offensive line this year? I want to know what you guys think. So 93 votes. Which side of the ball won the game? You guys are saying 48% of you said it's a tie. 44% of you said defense. And 7% said offense. And Blue says that the left tackle needs to be replaced, which I think he's talking about Cameron James, which I think he's talking about Cameron James. He's young. He's developing. Had pancakes and waffles Saturday for the most part. Exactly. Uh-oh, Mr. Campbell said he is representing iWeave. As you know, I am a brand ambassador of iWeave, and we have some great things coming up for this coming season, so stay tuned, including going to FAMU's homegoing service on Sunday. We will be in attendance. Y'all, let me know if you guys are going to the homegoing service or if you'll be watching the homegoing service live, whether it's a watch party or at home. So a lot of people are saying that the offense looks better. Now, I'll be petty. I will be petty. I'll do it. I'm going to ask the question because I'm petty. Who do you think is a better quarterback? I'm petty. But listen, Folks are gonna do it anyway. So let's just go ahead and put it out there in the chat. Because we know it ain't, because we know that there's no competition in the SWAC between schools. There's not any competition. Sorry. There's just not. We're not worried about what other people have in the SWAC. We're not worried. Zorda makes a good analysis. He said there's not enough data, meaning that we haven't had enough games. I can ask the question. I'm going to ask it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask the question today. Who do you think the better quarterback is? This is how you do data. Then you go from this particular game, and we're going to say 5 games, and you're going to ask the same question, and you do an analysis based on the data. That's how data works. You ask an initial question, get some feedback, then we're going to get the data, which is the games. Then after game 5, we're going to ask the question. Mr. Campbell ain't even spell his quarterback's name right. Must have forgot his name. Must have wished he was better. And JB, I didn't want to. I've been saying it, but I'm gonna let them rock. If FAMU, if we're 5th, then we all take what? Everybody in the chat. If we're 5th, we'd all take a. All right. See, this is the same type of rhetoric that was utilized when we were comparing Akil Glass to Shedeur Sanders. The excuse was if Akil Glass had a better O-line, if Akil Glass had X, Y, and Z. Can Musa make 22 complete passes in a row? If Musa can make 23 straight passes in a row, then he's better than Brown. If he cannot make 23 passes in a row, then he's not better. Period. What y'all think? This Musa matchup is going to be. Oh yeah, and then Blue, I did also want to talk about that he was going against. I want to say he was going against Patrick Godbolt and Jablonski Green, which of course me and Kobe, we talked about Jablonski Green, who is basically an NFL draft pick. He's the next in line to be drafted. And then, of course, Patrick Galbert. And so they're coming up off the edge, and they are like graduate students. Them boys ready to go play pro. So I'm not going to be too hard on James. Yeah, if he throws all those less than 10-yard passes like Brown did, well, Mr. Campbell, maybe that's what he needs to do, because from my understanding of football, I don't really know that much, but you have this ball and you have to complete 10 yards within 3 to 4 downs. And then if you complete the 10 yards, then you get a first down, right? So why do I need to do that? Who do you think was calling the plays? Y'all comment in the chat. I'm getting ready to go look. I'm getting ready to go look for a little bit of film, just because I want to play a little bit. I'm going to play it on mute, but I want to play a little bit of film from the game, just because it was just so amazing. So let me go ahead and I'm going to play this lovely, beautiful video for you all while I go look for that film.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
This is make believe what you're doing.
Shit went bad real quick. Wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
You right now! That mother back there is not real!
Congratulations! Oh my God.
Boy, we had a time last night. Boy, we had a time last night. I'm telling you now.
Oh, if
You talking
y'all.
about keep
We all know what She Loves Thee feels like. The score is going to be Jackson State by 40. All right, y'all. I found some film. I'm gonna just play just small snippets. You know, I think it's important just to play the small snippets because it was so beautiful. All of the different plays that they were running. You really didn't know. You didn't know if they were going to throw to the tight end, do the running back, throw to the wide receiver. And then we haven't even, there's a couple of players, Seven McGee, who they didn't even touch the field yet. Brandon, he hasn't touched the field yet either. Haven't even touched the field yet. And FAMU's over here talking about what's about to happen. There's some people that touched the field that you might not have even known that they were rocking like that unless you just knew their number. One of those is Khalil Arrington. Might not have known, but Khalil Arrington racked up on some tackles the other night. He sure did. Might not have even knew it. Like, that's how you know that we are loaded with talent, because Khalil was once again somebody who was at Jackson State already. Jawar Howe, he tried to rush up the middle. Khalil Arrington stopped him. This is when they started driving up the middle, and they had switched out the quarterback to Washington. Joshua Clark and Khalil kept tackling and tackling and tackling. So Khalil Arrington had a high, I want to say he had 6 solo tackles and one tackle. Let me see. He had a minimum of 6. I want to say he had 7 total tackles, but 6 of them were solo. I'm getting ready to tell you right now. Now, the fumbling, yeah, we can't do that. We can't be fumbling like that. That has to, but I know for sure that they're definitely going to work on that. So Jason Brown, like when they have the stat lines, so these are the final stat lines. They have Jason Brown going 25 of 29 passes for 86% completion, 356 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's what they have for Jason Brown. Now, me, I don't know football, but what I said a couple of months ago was that Jason Brown has 55% completion rate in the SEC, and that because he's going from one of the most difficult conferences in college football to an FCS conference, that his completion percentage should skyrocket. So it did skyrocket to 86%. So now the question is, what will it remain? So KJ Arrington had 6 solo tackles and 1 assist for a total of 7 tackles. And he was already on the team. Already there. And we just have a report that the game had 1.24 million viewers. Wow. Crazy. Isaac Peppers had 5 solo tackles, 1 assist tackle for a total of 6, 1 sack for 4 yards, and 2 tackles for loss for 11 yards, and 1 quarterback hurry. Oh yeah, Isaac Peppers was on the field. Solomon Rogers is the transfer. I have his picture. Let me put it up there. I have his picture on here. I'll come back to Jency. All right. Let me hide myself. The secondary is just that good. Solomon Rogers is a graduate student. He's a Charlotte transfer. And he was 3rd on the team with 4 solo tackles. Asias Guthrie's had 4 solo tackles. I know you guys saw that play where Asias Guthrie was the last line of defense. And he was able to catch that running back by his foot. Last line of defense. If Asias Guthrie didn't make that tackle, South Carolina State would have went for a touchdown. Philip Webb, 1 solo tackle, 2 assists for a total of 3 tackles. Let's talk about the breakups. Good Lord. I know y'all saw Jaheim Hazel out there. Jaheim Hazel is also from Watford, which if you listen to Coach Buddy Pugh's interview, he talks about Irv Mulligan, and he also talks about Jaheim Hazel, because Irv Mulligan is from South Carolina, and Jaheim Hazel is also from Wofford, so he already knew what these young men were bringing to the table. Jaheim Hazel had 2 very important pass breakups. It says Dabney had a pass breakup. Kedron Culligan had a pass breakup. I mean, when I tell you that the defense was stout and they were just flying everywhere, it was ridiculous. You know, it's interesting because when we look at the total number of tackles that Solo had, so Jackson State had 35 total solo tackles and with a total and 8 assist tackles with a total of 43. It didn't even look like it, but South Carolina State had 44 solo tackles, 4 assists for a total of 48 tackles, but it did not look like it. It really didn't. The offense overwhelmed South Carolina State to where you couldn't have even seen it. But I think that this particular game shows you that Jackson State's defense is at the same level as it was last year. That is the bottom. The bottom is that Jackson State's defense is at the same level as last year. The ceiling is that Jackson State's defense is better than last year. If Jackson State's defense is better than last year, then that means that this particular game in Miami is going to be a repeat blowout. Yeah, and everybody, for the game to be on ABC and only do 1.24 million, that's not actually high at all. But I did notice that I think a lot of people also would notice that even on social media, which is a lot of times how media is disseminated now, information is disseminated through social media. There were college networks that purposely were leaving out Jackson State's game. When they're saying what type of college games to watch, they were purposely leaving Jackson State's game off of there. And then people keep on saying that South Carolina was just that bad. But did we not just embarrass the mess out of FAMU last year? Embarrass them? And they went 9-2. We embarrassed them so bad. The same way you guys are talking about South Carolina State's offense, that's how people were talking about Florida A&M. Like, Florida A&M did not score a touchdown. Has not scored a touchdown in 2 years. Someone said that they don't think it can get better than from last year. Me personally, I think that our defense is better. The reason why I think our defense is better is because we have a complete team all around. The secondary, I've went through this a million times, but the secondary is crazy. So even if we have a situation where a quarterback is able to get it up in the air, that ball is going to be contested every single time. And more than likely, you have a chance of getting it intercepted. Rico. He is who he says he is. Rico Powers out of South Carolina. He's a rated a 4-star wide receiver, and he transferred from South Carolina. So let me talk about the starters for offense. So Rico Powers was starting, and Duke Miller. Then you had Fabian McCray as well. And for the offensive line, the starting offensive line was Graham, Roa, Ford, Evan Henry, DeAndre Towns-Blue, and DJ Stevens. And then for the starting corner was Kevrick Wiggins for corner. Isaias and Keedron Culligan were the safeties, and then Jalen Hughes. So 5, 6, 7, and 8 were the starters. You had at the linebacker was Isaac Peppers and Javarian Jenkins. The defensive line was Antonio Doyle, Devontae Davis, Jeremiah Williams, and Arterius Smith. And I want to say Smith came from UAPB too. So we got 2 dogs from UAPB. Somebody please tell Trap Music who Riley is. Good Lord. You don't know Jency by now? You must be scouting. in the comments said that Jackson State has to stop the run. But I don't know if you guys noticed that when South Carolina State started running and put in the second quarterback, by then they were basically rotating our players at that point. And that's when Khalil Ayrton was still tackling them. Still tackling them. Bad. Not even to the point where they weren't getting that far. They got a little bit, but not really. And that's true, Jordan. There was like at least 3 or 4 catches. We're glad that the DBs contested the balls, but they had chances to bring it down. And I have no doubt that they'll be bringing it down this season. That's why folks are talking about what their quarterback can do, but the secondary really does have the field on lock. And if you do decide to throw it up there, it's going to be contested every time. Gina, it was absolutely amazing. That's probably the fewest penalties that we've ever had outside of Tim Stewart getting that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. I want to say we might have had 1 offsides. We didn't have that many penalties. We were ready. Okay, now I'm going to read some of the things that I liked about the way that this game was coached. So I like the fact that Coach T.C. Taylor didn't pull players when they made a mistake or when a mishap happened. They didn't just say, okay, you're done for the rest of the day. You made a mistake, you're done. Because in the previous regime, that was something that happened. A person could make a fumble or get a penalty, and they would basically be out for the rest of the game. So there were passing play gains of 15 or more yards, 7 plays for a total of 212 yards, total yards, 85% of total passing yards. So when folks talk about Jason Brown only, he was only doing short throws, 7 plays for 212 total yards. So in the second quarter, Jason Brown did a deep pass up the middle for 47 yards to Rico Powers. Mind you, folks, when I had said that Rico Powers should be on the preseason list, he hasn't even played that much, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's fine. You'll see FAFO this year, Rico Powers. So that was for 47 yards. In the third quarter, Jason Brown did a deep pass to Andre Hunt for 44 yards. Andre Hunt is the fastest player on the team. If you guys look at my previous videos, it talks about the 10-yard fly that was implemented by Coach Beef, and you get to see the progression on how fast everybody is on the team. And Andre Hunt by far is the fastest player on the team. In the second quarter, there's a 40-yard pass it says, no, it's not a 40-yard, but it was Jason Brown pass to the left complete for 40 yards to Jency Riley. So Jency caught a short pass, but he was able to run it up the left side of the field for a touchdown. Mind you, Jency Riley was on the team. He was actually recruited. If you listen to it, Jency Riley was actually recruited by T.C. Taylor. T.C. Taylor was responsible for getting Jency Riley to Jackson State. And he didn't get that much playing time, but I told you guys that the secret weapon for this offense is Coach Maurice Harris. And he liked implementing the tight ends into his packages. So now we have an offensive coordinator who has a wide variety of plays. The first quarter, you would have thought that Jackson State was going to try to be a run offense. By the fourth quarter, you didn't know what to think because there was so much switch up. We didn't know if Jason Brown was going to do a deep ball, or is he going to let the running backs take over, or is he going to toss it to the tight ends? We know that he's not going to run it. We know that there's not going to be any quarterback keepers unless it's maybe like 4th or 1, but I doubt it. We're not doing any quarterback keepers here. But what we don't know is that what type of offense they're going to play. So when you don't know what type of offensive scheme they're going, it's deadly, especially for defenses. Let me go look at it. I didn't even see the poll. Y'all go ahead and answer the poll. Who do you think the better quarterback is? Go ahead and place your vote. And you know, I was a Shedeur Sanders fanatic, and I'm not slandering Shedeur by no means, but this is what I mean when I say we are loaded. I like the fact that the coaches were okay. By the third quarter, we were putting in a new quarterback, which was Zy McDonald, which Zy was he was tackled, and so they took him out. But Zy McDonald, so basically this is what I'm saying. I don't think there is going to be a shortage of 2 quarterbacks playing per game. What do I mean by that? If Jason Brown gets 3 or 4 touchdowns, he can be done for the day. He does not need to do any more. They're not trying to make it all about one player. And that's what I like about it. How is it going to be JSU biased when we have 2? How is it going to be biased? We have 2 Jackson State quarterbacks. Jeremiah Williams, number 99, was a monster on the D-line. And Reginald, Mr. Williams, can you tell me where did Jeremiah come from? Is he a new player? Did we get him out the transfer portal? Where did Jeremiah Williams come from? Everybody keeps saying that the talent at Jackson State is gone. So I'm just trying to make sure. Y'all watch this video real quick, and then y'all let me know in the chat. Where is number 99 from? Let me know.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
This is make believe what you're doing.
Shit went bad real quick. Wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
Right? Ow! That mother back there is not real.
Oh, Lord. What do you guys think about Jason Brown's stats? I'm getting ready to drop the link, the StreamYard. We have about 20 minutes left. I want to know, what do you guys think? It's a breaking news announcement. It looks like they decided to go ahead and add him to a watch list for Player of the Year. That didn't take long. Okay, that didn't take long at all. Like, that's all we was saying was go ahead and put him up there. They didn't want to do that. And then all of a sudden, 48 hours later, oh, I can do it all. I can do it every time. See, Home Central College in Mississippi. A lot of y'all think that it's that we're like over exaggerating, but a lot of the dogs on this team are homegrown talent, or they were recruited by Coach O or TC. I know y'all don't want to believe it, but it's the truth. Like, a lot of these, Jincy was recruited by Coach TC. Seven, like, all right. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna just let y'all see. See, let's talk about some of these plays right here. I want you to watch. You see how the back is right there. I want to say that's number 5. And he's ready to take the tackle. Basically, he's getting ready to interrupt. I want to say that's either Godbolt coming off the edge. It's either Godbolt or Jabonsky Green coming off the edge. And basically, he's blitzing the quarterback. And I want to say this is when Irv Mulligan took that hit. Ooh, you see that? Good Lord. Whew. He took a hit. He got the sonic rings knocked out of him so that his quarterback could get this touchdown. '86 already all the way up the field. DJ Stevens is already up the field. So I just love the way they're utilizing the tight ends. Yeah, so number 43 is Patrick Godbolt. So that is the player that Kobe, when he was on my live and we did the joint show together, he was telling us and putting us on notice for Patrick Godbolt on the defensive line. And so number 5 took that hit, and that gave Jason Brown time to throw. And Jason Brown took a hit still, and he was able to get the touchdown. Yeah, Whitley, that block was legendary. I mean, he took a hit. That was not no small hit. He already had saw it coming. He saw it coming. He probably sees it in practice, just to be real. But yeah, he took a hit. Dumpster truck coming towards him. Mr. Carey said it was the sacrifice. I am done. That was a big hit though that he took, and Jason Brown was able to convert it to DJ Stevens. And I think that the fact that your running backs aren't afraid to tackle or block for you, the fact that your tight ends are able to catch the ball and then run down the field. All right, we're gonna look at this one. This is, of course, the legendary Jency Riley. I don't know if any of you guys knew, but when Coach Prime first got to Jackson State campus, there was a video of him and he was racing a player. And I guess Coach Prime came up out of his shoes. But that player was Jency Riley. And a lot of people don't know that that was actually Jency Riley. If you guys haven't, The Life of Jency, he has his own YouTube channel. I would definitely go to his YouTube channel and subscribe and watch the video with him and Rob J. Uh-oh. Whitley said Isaiah Spencer was blocking too. Too early to say who's better. So what I'm going to do is I'll just take a poll. Once a week, we're going to do a poll. But right now, I think one thing that's working to Jason Brown's advantage is that the offensive coordinator is doing a variety. So it's not just going to be deep ball every time. And I like that. Like, I'm not going to say it was always going to be shoot it up type of defense or offense for Shedeur, but you just knew that it was for the most part going to be air raid, throw it up, pop the ball up. You knew that. Uh-oh. So this is 3rd and 3. And we're going to watch. This is for the Jency Riley touchdown. You see how everybody gets set. Number 11 is freshman Isaiah Spencer from Madison, Mississippi, or he's from Madison Central High School. What? Who is that? Number 19. Number 19 clearing the way. That's Kobe Powell. Kobe Powell blocking. Like what? McCorley out there, Kobe Paul. So that's what it is. It's going to be a variety of packages. It's not going to be just throwing up to wide receivers, and that's what's going to be the dagger in everybody's defense is the fact that you don't know what type of game they're going to play. You don't know what type of package they're going to run. Coming into next week against FAMU, FAMU is thinking that we don't know that they have some running backs on their team and they're going to try to run the ball. We know that. We know they're going to try to run the ball. It's not going to work. So Irv Mulligan had 13 carries for 109 yards and 1 touchdown. And they were getting the ball. Isaiah Spencer, as a true freshman, had 5 receptions for 64 yards. He was also playing a lot of special teams with they were making sure to kick that ball out, though, so that they couldn't take the ball back. So we got about 10 minutes left. I'm going to see if I can find 1 or 2 more plays. I showed you guys the Irv Mulligan 46-yard touchdown. I just showed you like the stills, but I did find the video, so I'm going to play that one. FAMU will run it, and our defense will be ready. Somebody said Tristan Sion's at FAMU. I don't know how much that's true. I would hope. I'm not going to say I would hope not, but that's what I heard. And Miss Whitley, thank you for that clarification. The complete roster is on the page. If you aren't on there, you don't see them on there, then they're not there. And it says, did y'all notice in the defense fundamentals, our players were making tackles by wrapping up and not running into people lowering their shoulders like in the past? So, Big Reese, are you saying that they've been coached? They've been coached up? They've been developed to make the correct type of tackles? Is that coaching that we see? Don't say that too loud, because they thought that the coaching got better, right? That's what they said. I don't know how true it is, but that's what they were saying, that the coaching, they weren't going to have it all because of coaching. Gina said, thank goodness. Did True play? Let me go ahead and go look at the stats. True Thompson was definitely there. It says on South Carolina State's drive at the I guess it was 2 and 4. Tyler Smith rushed up the middle for a 1-yard gain to the South Carolina State's 19-yard line. True Thompson tackled him or made the stop. True Thompson. So yes, True Thompson did play. Juwan Howell rushed to the right for a gain of 6 yards. That's when Philip Webb knocked him out of bounds. So True Thompson played. Philip Webb played. Matt Noel, of course, he was punting, and there was a lot of fair catches when that happened. They just went ahead and did the fair catch, waved it. So this, Mr. Haynes, hit that cash up because you lost bad. I don't like how they're dragging those kids and sending threats to. So I don't know who is doing that. I think those are trolls, because South Carolina State's fans don't rock like that. The reason why I say they don't is because they were 3-8 last year and they didn't say nothing like that. So I'm trying to figure out who is doing that. That's so disgusting. Like, why are you guys doing that? So I did want to make an announcement. I got my credentials for the Orange Blossom Classic. So I got my media credentials for the Orange Blossom Classic, which I'm really excited about, because that means I get to do a part 2 of being able to have access to basically do stories and film and just being in the press box and being able to basically expand my podcast. So I am going to ask for donations. My information is up at the top. I already have all the big things, which is basically my flight, my hotel, and my rental car. I have all of that reserved. So basically, for the Orange Blossom Classic, the things that I would need help with is I got a GoPro, but I need a Rode wireless mic that I'm trying to raise money for. and then just incidentals, because Miami is not cheap. They're gonna hold 200 for this and 200 for that. But anyway, any donations that you could make towards the channel, I'm really trying to expand the imprint of the channel, and I'm really excited about being able to bring you guys more media, bringing you interviews. So thank you for the congratulations. And to end the show, I wanted to present, because I was trying to figure out the right time to share this video. So I think that now is probably the best time. I had a chance to interview Coach TC Taylor at the SWAC Media Day. And so I'm basically getting ready to play that interview now. And I basically asked him questions about the leadership of the team and his coaching staff and the recruiting. But I wanted you guys to get a feel for where Coach TC Taylor was at during SWAC Media Day, the confidence in his team, and then we're just basically seeing it in real time, that transformation of his team. So leaving out, I'm going to go ahead and play that interview with Coach TC Taylor, and make sure to like and subscribe. And if you would like to make that donation, the information is up in the top. Thank you guys so much. And trust and believe podcast. It is the SheLovesThee, and I am here with Mr. Guard the Yard himself, Coach TC Taylor, the head coach of Jackson State University Tigers. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me today. So I have 3 questions, and my first question is, can you talk a little bit about the students that filled in with leadership roles as the transition happened and as you started building your team? Can you talk a little bit about those students?
Yeah, I thought we had a good nucleus coming back, off last year's football team, and they kind of understood the way we did things on a day-to-day basis. And you hear it all the time, play for TC, and those guys, we talked about it, and a lot of them wanted to play for me, and I appreciate them. We had close to about 65 new faces on campus now, on this football team. It's a lot of turnaround, but the thing about it, all those guys still want to win championships. And those guys that was here, those previous 2 years have done a good job of making sure they understand how we do things on a day-to-day basis.
That's important for the chemistry of the team. So my second question has to do with your coaching staff. You were able to assemble an amazing coaching staff. You have a lot of relationships from past places where you've coached at. Can you please talk a little bit about the ability to recruit in Mississippi, and if that has to do with your previous coaching at those community colleges?
Recruiting comes down to relationships. I have a lot of great relationships in the state of Mississippi with those high school coaches. And I know how important it is to recruit our own. It equates to getting butts in the seat too. You talk about those game days. If you're recruiting those Mississippi kids, a lot of those parents, are from the state of Mississippi that grew up JSU fans. But it's all about relationships. You talk about a staff. A lot of those guys, we won a lot of championships together. Back in Central, John Bradley, our defensive coordinator, Jason Onion, I can point Billiman, the quarterback's coach, Mo Harris. I knew him a long time. He came over from Liberty. All these guys are great recruiters, and they do a good job of mentoring our young men that's on campus as well. So they've done a great job. I have to really, tip my hat to those guys.
Thank you for that. And so my last question is, you play in the same vaults that you walk through, the door that you walk through every day. How surreal is it to, as a player, be in that locker room and be in that stadium? You walk in as a student, and now you're getting ready to walk through as a head coach. Talk about that first game and the feeling that you get from that.
It's the same stadium, same city, but the same expectation. I'm just doing it from a different room right now. Usually I'm in that locker getting dressed, getting pumped up, getting ready to go out there and do my thing. But now, I got to look at the big picture. I'm in the back room where the head coach is going to be. So, it's a great responsibility. That as a player, that now as a head coach, you're talking about a 2-time defending champion right now that, we're going to take the football field here in 32 days. down in Atlanta. So I'm excited about it. You know, and I'm ready to lead the charge. You know, when I come out that tunnel, you know, in Atlanta, it's gonna be some fire behind me. And you know, we're really looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. And as always, Tiger fans, we are starting in Atlanta and finishing in Atlanta. Thank you, Coach TC Taylor. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to SheLovesThee podcast. Thank you all for tuning into my live. Thank you, Miss Gina. I want to thank Mr. Wilson for the donation. Thank you all. Once again, I'll be taking donations up until I'm going to Miami. A little bit before we go over to Ken Clark's live, I will be doing a versus with FAMU, similar to the way I did it with Kobe for South Carolina State. I'll be getting somebody to do a versus with me. If you guys know who I should be doing a versus with, drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat so for who I should be doing a versus with this week so we can talk mess. Thank you, Whitley. I want to thank you all for your support. Miss Gina, Mr. Hardy, Whitley. I want to especially thank Mr. Carey and Mr. Haynes and Miss Tyra. I want to thank all of my members of the channel. We are starting in Atlanta. We want to know. And next week, it's FAMU. Stay tuned. I will be dropping more content. And as always, the I love.
Thank you.